Hey guys, today I'm doing a tag video and I'm going to be doing the Inside Out book tag. I've seen this book tag circling around a little bit and I just thought it would be something quick and fun to do, so let's do it. First up is joy. What book brings you the most joy? And for that I chose The Great Good Thing by Roderick Townley. I've talked about this book a lot, of course, because I love this book. It's about a girl named Sylvie, but Sylvie is a character in a book. So this book is like a book within a book, and it's really interesting and unique, and no one talks about it, which I've said this before. It really makes me feel like I'm the only person who's read this book, and I think more people should read it. It is a middle grade book. It's a really quick read, but it's super uplifting, and I recently reread this over the summer and it made me cry tears of joy. I had totally forgotten how beautiful and amazing the story is, and yeah, whenever I think about books that bring me joy, this one is up there on my list. Next is Disgust. Which book grossed you out the most? And for this I have two, for two very different reasons. First, I have The Merciless by Daniel Vega. The scenes of torture in this book were so rough. I had to put the book down a few times because it was so gross and disgusting, but that's exactly what I loved about it. Because this is a YA horror novel, you gotta expect some blood and gore, which I did, but some of the torture techniques they used are actually some of my worst nightmares. So I definitely had to put this book down because it was really gross, but I loved it. And the second book I picked for Disgust was Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things by Martina McCarthy. And I mentioned this book before. This is the book I was sent for review, and I absolutely did not like it at all. I wanted to love it. I wanted to love it so bad because look at how beautiful it is. But the writing was not really good for me, and because of the writing, the romances in this book were really weird and awkward, and it's the only book that I've been reading where I verbally was like, ew, that's gross, that's just gross, and I didn't like it at all. It was just weird. So yeah. Next up is Fear. Pick a book that scared you the most. And for this I chose Don't Breathe a Word by Jennifer McMahon. This book is magical realism, thriller, mystery. It's an adult novel and it has to do with fairies, but then you find out that it might not really be fairies. It's hard to explain. This book just freaked me out so much, and I was afraid to go to sleep, and even now when I think of fairies, I can't think of them in a positive, fun way anymore. Every time I think about fairies now, I just can't think of them in a fun way anymore. I can only think of them as really scary and very frightening, and this book is the reason why. It was terrifying for me. Next up is Sadness, and I have my little Sadness Tsum Tsum. I love her so much. Sadness is my favorite character in Inside Out. For Sadness, choose a book that made you cry the hardest. For this I chose The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. This is the first book that I've read that made me cry out of sadness, and I sobbed during this book. I absolutely sobbed. I had to put the book down. I had to put it down for days because I was just so devastated and so affected by what happened in this book. Yes, very sad for me. And last is Anger. Choose a book that made you the most angry. And for this, I chose The Magicians by Lev Grossman. This book, I went in wanting to love it. This is Josh's favorite book, and I did like it. I wanted a little bit more, but I liked it up until the end. On the back, it says that this book is perfect for people who are fans of Narnia and Harry Potter, But then at the end of the book, there's a character that is like, magic isn't real, you're stupid if you believe in magic, if you liked the stories, the Chronicles of Narnia and the stories of Harry Potter, you're foolish. And I was so upset because on the back, it's telling you that it's perfect for fans of these stories, but if you're a fan of the story, I was very offended when I got to that part of the book. And then when I reread the back of the book, it came off as very sarcastic, and I'm so upset with this book. It made me feel so angry. And that is the Inside Out book tag. I'm not going to tag anyone because if you want to do this tag, you probably have already done it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!